things.
Yeah. Where my contacts were.
Talking to Christ when we get into our hotel?
So let's hope to Christ we can get into our other hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Is it there like you can't get into before? I'm gonna be like, hey, no.
Yeah, I need to, though.
Yeah.
So where are you staying? Can I have your room? I feel like we should clap. What? That's lovely.
This building we're in is freaking beautiful. Check out the room, first of all. Gorgeous. Oh, hello.
The best part was that when we got up here, I opened the door for him and then just trapped myself behind the door.
She did. She didn't mean to, but there's like...
I just stood back there and he's like, no, we can trade places. And I'm like, it's okay. And he's like, no, I can do that. And I'm like, no, that's fine. We're going to go back and forth enough times that you could actually be done and I could be out of here by now, but that's okay.
Fire, bud.
There's a fire?
Yeah, I think it's close to here.
Sounds of the city.
There's like 4 fire trucks right outside this building that we're right across from. You can see, if you come over this way, you can see the big ones flashing lights. Right
Oh, yeah. I see. Look, there go the fire people. What do you think?
Oh my God, there's so many.
Do you think it's like a drill?
No, there's a fire. Look how many are going in
Are
there.
you sure? What is that place? I can't see that far away.
No, me neither. My eyes don't work.
I think it says torch on it. In which case, there's supposed to be a fire.
Tusk.
Nope, definitely says torch.
Yeah.
Torch and Crown Brewing Company.
Oh.
The beer's on fire.
Why can't I see these things? You gotta tilt it downward.
What?
Oh, there she is. There's that big, beautiful bitch. Yeah.
Well, more umbrellas are out at the Torch Brewery. The Torch and Crown.
I think they're good.
They said, hey, fire's inside, party's outside. Tell you what, the lighting in this window is already 1,000 times better than the deep dark shadow we got ready in last night.
Dude.
I love a window light.
Yeah.
What am I doing? I have brushes, but I'm only choosing to do this with my finger. This is like almost completely out. The fact that my hair is naturally curly is really pissing me off. Like, I love my curly hair,
Yeah.
except the underneath of my hair curls so much faster.
Right.
And it's very apparent that there's a disconnect between my real hair and
Right.
the extensions. Someone was like, extensions actually hold some curl. They hold curl pretty well. They can get wavy. And I'm like, I don't think you understand how curly my hair is.
Yeah, it's very different.
I don't think you understand how reactive it is to moisture. I was influenced to buy this on Instagram. This freckle thing. It's like Puttier. Puttier. Freckle printing. And it comes with this little applicator that's really freaking cute because it has all these little dots on it. You can make multiple freckles at once instead of doing it like with a brush. And they're like different sizes and spaced. I like it a lot. What are the odds I still have makeup from yesterday on these brushes? Probably good because I don't ever wash them. I just saw a pigeon fly by. An authentic New York pigeon. You're gonna see how insane it is when I do my mascara. If you have blonde eyelashes, you know. Sierra and I are getting lunch with our agent, who we've never met in person before. And we have a bet going to see if he's tall or not. Sierra says, Grayson, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but Sierra says you give short energy.
Hey, no.
I think you give tall energy.
No.
Yes.
I just said I think he is shorter than 6 foot.
Not that it matters. Doesn't matter. She said you give short energy. You like short energy.
I love short energy. I love short men. It's just true.
It's just true. We have to walk in the city. And it's kind of rainy, but our hotel offered us umbrellas. But maybe I will. Oh, that's a video.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Sounds good. I think I'm ready. What's up, everyone? Hello!
Do you guys want to be called Boston or Somerville? Boston! doorbell or whatever.
The way that it all works is when you get in here, you'll sit right where you can feel free to move them around wherever feels good for you. And then the camera takes it up. The same thing, feel free to move the plates around to wherever feels best for you. Okay. Come on now. We'll give those just a couple minutes. It's like my favorite thing. So they have these sensors, they line up with those different acupressure points, and then they take a bunch of data, basically like reading essentially like the electrical field that your body is producing.
Yeah.
And then it has an album starting with you. Look how bright and beautiful. This is like a really like excitable and like adventurous and also like very flexible and adaptable kind of energy. As I look at you.
Oh my god!
So,
you are so similar.
Very similar vibes going on.
It's so wild. That's
Different,
wild.
Mostly in the sense that like you're really projecting a lot of this yellow energy outward. You have more of that yellow energy on the internal side of things. And you're projecting more of this bright orange outward. But both of you have this yellow, orange, green kind of energy going on.
That's very interesting.
It's super fun. So all the different areas of the photo, they sort of represent different parts of your energy. So I mentioned that this is sort of like your internal side, like what you're feeling in your bones, or sometimes I describe it like how you're interacting with yourself. And then over here is going to be how you're interacting with the outside world or the energy you're projecting outward. Right above your head where you both have that awesome bright orange, that's your mental energy. And then above that is where we see those priorities, ideals, values.
Crying.
I have tissues because you're not the first to know that. We have those priorities, of course. And then we don't always see color over the center of the body. It's about half the time that anything lights up there. But if any energy centers like have the microphone louder than others, we'll see those light up. And I do notice a lot of times people who come in together will be going through parallel activations. Even if it's not the same color like what you guys have, it'll be like, oh, everyone in the group has a heart activation. Everyone in the group has a solar plexus activation. Yeah. So we both have this like sacral center green, and you also have a little bit of that green sort of coming through over the heart space. It's not as intense as what we see over the sacral there, but it is coming through. And with this kind of aura, I sometimes refer to it as like a big boss aura, but this kind with orange rather than red is like the fun boss aura, for sure. Because both of you have quite a bit of orange energy, and orange energy really combines like kind of the best of both worlds from red energy and yellow energy. Red is like super grounded. It's really good at getting stuff done. It's like no nonsense, no bullshit, but it is quite like stubborn and a little bit rigid sometimes.
Yep, sure.
Yellow, which you both have a lot of beautiful yellow, is very flexible and adaptable. It's really good at going with the flow. It's very optimistic and like playful. This is like a little bit more focused internally, whereas for you it's like a little bit on both sides. Whereas it looks like it gets a little bit grounded as it comes out the other side for you, because orange is like just a little more grounded than that yellow energy. But with yellow, it can be like a little bit all play, no work. Sometimes it's not always the most like reliable energy. So orange really combines like the follow through and like the commitment that red energy has, the reliability, with the flexibility and adaptability that yellow energy has.
I love that.
So I usually describe it as like best bartender you've ever had kind of energy. Because like,
a bartender.
well, there you go.
That was the best.
It's really good at multitasking. It gets really bored doing the same stuff over and over again. So it does have this kind of like jack of all trades vibe, because it's always trying to like go new places, meet new people, learn new things. So it can thrive in lots of environments. It can get along with lots of kinds of people. And like I said, it has that like, it is making sure things are getting done. It is grounded and practical, but it's like charismatic about it. It's making it look easy. It's making it look fun. And it actually really thrives when things don't go according to plan, where red can like shut down a little bit.
Oh my god, that's me.
Orange is such an amazing creative problem solver. Like they're really good
Gotta be.
at sort of figuring it out. I look at orange and purple as sort of two sides of creativity on this camera. Where with purple, we're in this really like daydreamy, like whimsical, not at all practical sort of energy. And orange is this more grounded, practical side of creativity, where purple really gets joy from the dreaming part of the process. Orange really gets joy from the doing part of the process.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful. So for you, that's really strong mentally, and that's also really strong the energy we're projecting outward. For you, mostly really strong, like creative problem solver mental energy going on. Now with this yellow energy, I mentioned it is like this sunshiny, kind of like life of the party, joyful energy. It is definitely all of that. It's very optimistic. It's quite confident when it's at its best as well, which does make it like a really good leader, even though it isn't always like super reliable or like a workhorse. It is confident and it is really invested in not only making sure like it's having a good time, but also like everyone around it. So it is good at like that sort of like morale cheerleader, like keeping everyone feeling in high spirit.
Right now. I know. I felt like I was just gonna start crying after seeing your show last night, being like, "Wait, that is exactly what your show did."
I love this. I love this. Yellow can also have like just a little bit of an anxious energy to it as well. Just because excitement and anxiety are like two sides of the same coin. And that's just really the coin yellow's working with here. So it's very excitable. It has big excitement feelings and also like big anxiety feelings sometimes.
Very fair.
It's also like, even though it has that very childlike, carefree kind of nature, it's very observant. And it's very analytical. And when you combine like a fast-paced kind of energy with like an analytical kind of energy, it definitely like those mental wheels can kind of get turning sometimes. Here though, you're both in pretty like bright golden expressions of yellow, which would be more leaning into those like easier to deal with, more wholesome sides of yellow energy. And then this green energy, which it looks like for both of you right now is a little bit more conceptual. Like it might not feel like something that's super like present and active in our life at the moment, but it's coming in as this like priority. And having it over the sacral center is really good affirmation that even if it doesn't feel very like tangible for us yet, it's in the process of becoming something that will feel very real, because that's what the sacral center does, is it helps us like bring our ideas, what's conceptual, into the physical world. So with green energy is like an energy of long-term like growth and like goals. I love it. I love it. And so think of like a little plant, like slowly binding up towards the sun. When you think about green energy, it is thinking, how do I just like slowly, steadily, day by day, with a lot of devotion, move towards whatever this vision I have for myself is. And that word devotion is like really key for me with green, because like red and orange are also really determined, really hardworking, ambitious energies, but they can go either way. Sometimes they show up for us when we are working towards stuff we're like awesome and passionate and lit up about, but they can also show up when we're working hard towards things we just like have to do to stay alive on Earth. Green, I find pretty exclusively shows up when there is like a sense of devotion to whatever that thing is we're working towards. And that's what I think gives us that long haul ability with it, to like really stick with it over a long time, is that it isn't superficial, it's not an obligation, it's like really meaningful. And that's why I would say probably like 7 times out of 10 that we get green in the aura, we do get green over the heart space itself, because like our heart is really in it. Your heart is in it too, but like that sacral center is taking all that green energy for sure. But we are really bringing through this growth into the real world in a way that is real, even if, again, right now it feels like maybe a little bit far off in the distance for us. With how limey these greens are.
Isn't this wild?
With how limey these greens are. The limier we go with green, the more yellow influence there is, and so typically the faster it wants to go. So it can be a little bit like impatient about the pace of that growth with lime green. Totally. One of the beautiful things about lime green though is it is like really willing to take risks in like service of whatever that growth is. Whereas like the more towards forest green we go, the more like patient we get, but also the more like pretty risk averse, like very cautious kind of energy we get.
Can you tell that I'm in the middle of a big risk?
Big risk, but also like the brightness of this makes me want to be like, congratulations.
Yes.
Your energy
Snaps.
looks amazing. And like so these little orbs, those are actually thought to be little spirit guide presences. And like look at yours are like full force, like bat signal. And then yours are also speaking quite loudly here. And if you guys want to tune into those guides more deeply, you listen to your heart and your gut. You listen to your gut because they are matching those centers. And how will more often see guys?
What's wild is I just did a Q&A and someone was like, how do you know what to do when you're in your head? And I'm like, well, if my head is too clouded, I just follow my second brain, which is in my gut. Like I just do what my gut says. So it's wild that like
through there.
it's also showing here.
Yeah, and that's what I love about aura photography so much. Cause I always tell people, like, if people are a little nervous or whatever, I'm always like, you're not gonna learn anything you like don't already know about yourself. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you have like a negative attachment or like something like that. You know, you felt like this gut feeling. You felt this growth energy. You felt, if we get like turquoise, this healing energy. And now, like, that's real. Like, you felt it, and now you get to see, like, that's real. You didn't imagine that feeling. That energy is actually happening. So we both have this beautiful, like, long-term growth coming in as a priority. And how we'll more often see guides is like a whitish kind of energy. That's what I look at as just sort of like general guidance and support coming through. So to have them with this bright green is definitely like they are really directly supporting the energy of like long-term growth, and then directly sort of speaking through those energy centers.
I love that.
That's
Wow.
So beautiful.
Cool.
And
It's
like I said, such like nice like fun boss energy. Like definitely like really motivated, really action oriented, but very like adventurous and spontaneous.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy how similar they are.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
how similar. 'Cause did you guys do them the same day?
We did them the same day and they were very similar, but then we did them with like our partners and it was different, like on a different day. Our partner ones were different. But we did ours the same day separately and they were both like very blue and purple.
So cool.
different than
very
yours too.
Crazy.
That is.
Thank you so
Of
much.
course,
thank
thank
you.
you.
That was awesome.
My pleasure.
You ready?